it says watch from stream.
Alright, we're up. Everyone, it seems as though Twitch is having some trouble with chat. I don't know if you guys are also having this problem or if it's just us. I think this is Mike. It's not close enough. There we go. So I don't know if you guys are also having problems with the Twitch chat or if it's just us, but it won't let us log in, so I cannot see any of your beautiful, wonderful questions, despite the fact that I keep refreshing this desperately that we will see something from you lovely people. So, yeah, so hello. I'm not used to having to do this in a vacuum. I'm not used to being able to, or to not being able to see your questions and your feedback. So I'm going to start off by telling you a story. So,
Could you always look at the live stream and see what they're saying?
that's what I'm trying to do. Can't see it. Won't load that either.
Damn.
Yeah. Nope, trying to look at the live stream on Twitch. That's not loading either. Something's going wrong in here.
Go check and see where you're streaming.
Yeah, go double check. So, we're gonna start off with story time instead. I'm sorry that I'm chewing and being rude on the stream. So, story time. For those of you who were here last week, you probably remember that I said I had started up like a boot camp sort of thing last week. So, trying to not die and get healthy. And so, oh my gosh. It's one of those, super intense CrossFit interval type of things. And so, trying to do it 3 times a week. CrossFit. Trying to do it 3 times a week. This is Jeff.
Oh wait, no. What's my motto? Powerlifting. Hurrah!
Jeff is already in shape. Jeff is the man I wish to be in the future at some point. So,
I wish to be Norm. So we're at a crossroads.
we're at crossroads. We'll blend. So I've been doing that. I started doing that last week. Trying to go 3 times a week, and so it works out weird on Wednesdays. So on Wednesdays today we do our stream at 6 our time. So that's like 6 local time or central. And my boot camp thing is at 5. And the place that I go is like literally or almost literally right across the street from the studio. So I run over there, do the workout, which is like a half hour from 5 to 5:30, and I run back here, take a shower, and then run onto here and try to talk to you people. So this is the first time that I've done this. So if I look redder than normal, sweatier than normal, I apologize. And that is also why I was desperately trying to choke down this delicious protein bar thing. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a Quest bar. I was trying to find a protein bar that didn't taste disgusting and that didn't have a ton of sugar in it. Because most of them, like Cliff Bars and you got something?
Right,
All right. Well, like
wait, we can't. Can we do product placement?
it's not exactly product placement. Just you got something?
Well, I got a big tub of whey protein. It's all whey.
All right.
That's the biggest thing. But anyways.
All right. Well, so I was trying to find a protein bar that didn't have a ton of sugar in it, and like Cliff Bars and Power Bars and things like that, they've all got a lot of sugar. They're practically candy, but candy with a ton of protein in them, which is fine if you're already in shape. Like if you're already someone who's in good shape and you need like energy to get that super awesome workout in there, like all the sugar and stuff makes a ton of sense. But for someone who's fat like me and is trying to lose weight, all that extra sugar is like counterproductive. It's like, no, I just want protein so my muscles can fix themselves and I don't completely fall apart after a workout. If I could get that without the sugar, that would be the ideal situation. So these things here, they have like almost no sugar in them, and they taste kind of like an old brownie, honestly, which is like sounds like an insult, but it's not bad. Like it's just kind of like an old brownie, like you eat a brownie that had been on the counter for a day or two. It's kind of like that. So it tastes good enough that I'm willing to eat them, but not so good that I feel like I'm eating candy and therefore feel guilty that like, well, clearly this thing can't actually be good for me. So that is the situation we're in here, and that will probably be the situation for for the foreseeable future on Wednesdays, assuming I can stick to this this regimen that I am under. So again, just for you guys who are just joining us, Twitch chat is just not working for some reason. for us, so I cannot see any of your questions or any of your awesome statements or reactions to my story just now. So yeah, if you guys happen to be lucky enough to be in the game with us, you can ask us some questions there, and I'll do my best to answer them. Or I guess I could. Well, no. You could also post in the forum thread, I suppose. So there's the thread in our forums where I posted to let everyone know about the. Oh, we have to fix the volume too. Alt tab, and then down to the volume mixer. Open, yeah, and then yeah, this here. Okay, I think that'll do it. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, sorry about that. I got the usual volume problems. Sorry we're fixing that. So, I guess in a change from our normal procedure, we'll actually try to just kind of stick to the agenda today. So I'll go through that stuff and try to tell you everything about what's going on. Towards the game. So, as you guys know, we do our weekly builds. So we're gonna have another one on Friday as usual. The builds recently have been a little less.
The enemy has destroyed our Titan.
Substantial than they've been in the past, and that's just because we're trying to focus a little bit right now on getting our stability up, getting some bug fixes in, rounding out some of the features that were kind of half implemented and things like that. So last week's build had a bunch of stability fixes, particularly for our servers. We're sorry about that. We were having a number of server crashing problems that were due to just some unforeseen combinations of, believe it or not, unforeseen combinations of traits that can be applied to things like any piece of armor you have. Anytime it says like additional HP or mana or speed or something like that, those are traits that you get out of the player. And it was possible to stack enough of those traits that you could actually cause the server to crash. And that's what the majority of the disconnect problem was.
The enemy has destroyed the defensive wall.
You guys pretty much fixed it. That seems to have worked. We've got a bunch of not exactly balance changes, but tweaks and fixes to weapons. So I know
Enemy Titan destroyed.
There's something with one of the sniper rifles too.
Creep spawns detected.
We need to go through like some of we'll have a whole list for the patch notes. What did he say in there? Check the question. Game volume on stream is so loud. Hear us. Yeah, turn the game volume down. That might have got reset. No, like in the game options. A bunch of stuff got reset. There we go. Much better. That should be good. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So this is actually one of those things. Sup, Professor Peasant. So this is one of those things. We're making some changes in the build that comes out on Friday. It's going to reset your loadouts, I think.
Everything.
Yeah, it's going to reset everything basically. So it's going to reset your loadouts. It's going to reset your all your preferences. So like your your graphic settings, your audio settings, all that kind of stuff. Try opening a channel in private browsing or incognito mode. All right, let's try that. Alright, I'm going to try opening it in incognito mode. Let's see if that works. So anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Right. So it's going to reset your, basically all your preference settings. So you're not going to lose like your item. You're not going to lose your weapons. You're not going to lose your, armor or anything like that. Just the, the loadouts that you've set out and the preferences for graphics and audio settings and things like that. And it's going to happen because we made some changes to the profile savings to accommodate a bunch of new options for the Steam voice chat. So Steam voice chat will be coming on Friday in our Friday build. Finally, it's real bare bones right now. You can talk to anyone, everyone on your team is in one chat channel, and you have the option to mute everybody, although not the option to mute individual players yet. So that's in progress. That'll be, we'll try to get that out as soon as we can. You can adjust, you can adjust the volume for the well done there, TJ. You can adjust the volume for the stuff, basic stuff that you would expect. Push to talk, find your push to talk key. I think it's V by default right now, but it's bindable. So that'll be here on Friday. So you'll finally be able to do some better team coordination stuff, and maybe talk to some of us, talk to Leebarg, talk to Snooten, and things like that while they're playing out in the wild. So hopefully you guys will like that. And we want to hear, we're putting it out a little early because we want to get some feedback from you guys early to make sure that the voice quality is okay, that there's no obvious problems with it. It's not getting like stuck on or we're failing to utilize your mic correctly, that kind of thing. It should use your Steam setting. I mean, it's using Steam Voice Chat, so it should use the same voice settings that you use for for any other Steam game, or just for the normal Steam, voice calling stuff. So in theory, everything should just work if that stuff works for you already. Man, yeah, this Twitch chat still isn't working. It's so frustrating. Let's try it out. Let's do this. Google Chrome wants me to update it. Let's see if this was entirely because Chrome was out of date. That would be incredible if that was the case. Oh my god, it works!
Detected.
Really? We live!
Armor synthesizer.
Alright, chat works again. Victory. Apparently all I needed to do was restart Chrome so that it would update itself. Today I learned never allow Chrome to go even slightly out of date. Alright. Is the volume still screwed? We fixed it. Is it still messed up?
The enemy has analyzed the Titan.
Let's see, so Muzzle said, yeah, I should use the workshop for people to submit maps and approve them for the base game. Yeah, so, we've talked about workshop in the past, so we are going to have Steam Workshop support. I think it might come as early as our August update. That'll probably just be for weapon and armor skins type stuff. Maps are going to come a little bit later. We have a couple of features we need to get in place so you guys can make maps. So the big thing that we need is, since obviously being a multiplayer game, we need to be able to, you guys need to be able to test maps. If you're making a map, you got to be able to test it, with your friends or locally or whatever. And so right now, since we run all the servers, that's not really, there's no easy way for a community person who wants to make a map to try it out and test it. So one of the things that we'll be coming out with during the August update will be the ability to run private unranked servers. So this will be so that you guys can run servers, like for a LAN party, or I actually have a friend who wants to run servers at work, for lunch. They have like lunchtime multiplayer game sessions with his coworkers, and they wanted to be able to run a local server at work. So private servers they'll be unranked. You'll be able to earn experience points. You'll be able to earn basically like how they work in Team Fortress 2. You won't be able to get the rewards and stuff like that, but you'll be able to play just fine using all the stuff that you have. And so once we have that out there, then you guys will be able to start a local server, and that'll let people who want to make maps able to test their maps, on their own PC, or if they've got their own server they want to run it on to test it with some friends. That way you guys will be able to do that kind of thing. So we got to get that out first, and then we can get the map editor out to you guys so you can take a look at making community maps for us, because we would love to see what kind of maps you guys can come up with. I will warn you, it is not making Titan mode maps is not the friendliest thing in the world. There's a fair amount of Kismet scripting that goes into making all the Titans and walls and stuff like that work correctly. So it's basically we'll try to put out guides, and we'll try to put out tutorials and stuff like that, so you guys can get a solid start with it. But it's definitely going to be tough. Yeah, facing worlds would be cool. Yeah, make it. It'd be probably people will start with deathmatch maps. Those are much easier to make than a Titan mode map. So I imagine that'll be what we'll see first, and then we'll see some Titan mode maps come in a little bit later. Thank you, Narf. Glad you guys are still liking it. Yeah, I mean we're doing our best to, like I've said before, we know players are low right now. They peaked up a little bit during Steam sale. They've lowered down again.
Creep spawns detected.
We've got some marketing stuff coming up. I think it might be as early as next week or the week after to try to help bring that up. But a big part of the early access period is we want to maintain just a small community during early access so that we've got solid guys like everyone in this chat basically. You guys have given us such great feedback and such consistently thoughtful feedback. We know a lot about you guys at this point based on just the kinds of things you give us feedback on and the conversations that we've had with you. And so there's a lot of trust in the things that you guys talk about and the things that you guys let us know about. And so we feel like that's a pretty good situation to be in, and we'd like to maintain that through our early access period, and that way when we're ready to come out of early access, we'll get a big boost from finally being a full release title on Steam. That's when more people will be comfortable buying the game, more people will be comfortable joining into something that's released as a finished product, and hopefully the product that we put out there will be so much better for all the feedback and all the suggestions that we got from you guys during the process. So that's been our that's our goal here. Let's see here. Oh, Wicked Crusher. Oh, well, thank you for missing dinner. I appreciate that. Don't starve yourself on our behalf. That's why we archive the stream, so you don't have to miss dinner to still at least hear what we had to say. But we really do appreciate you guys coming in here and joining us. How difficult is Steam Workshop to use? I mean, Steam Workshop itself is not hard to use. It's really a glorified forum, honestly. It's just a place where you can post different items that you've made in categories that the games allow you to make them in. So the hard part is making the items themselves. Steam Workshop doesn't provide you with any particular tools with which to make stuff. So, if you wanted to make an armor skin or you want to make a weapon skin or something like that, you're going to have to use the same sorts of tools that we do. You would use 3D Studio Max or Blender or Maya or, whatever your 3D tool of choice is. And then you'll submit things to the workshop in the correct formats. And then from that point, the community can vote on them and say, which things they like the best and which things they want to see added to the game. And then it's up to us to go in. Get him, TJ. There you go. It's up to us to go in to go through them and pick the ones that we like the best based on what you guys like the best, and then also the ones that followed our guidelines for how to make content and things like that. So part of the process for Steam Workshop will be us putting out a style guide, essentially, that will say, this is how you make stuff for minimum. This is how many colors you can use. This is how many polygon, what the polygon limits are. Here's the rules for, what something should look like in the minimum art style and what something shouldn't look like, that kind of thing. So if you guys have seen the style guides that are out there for Team Fortress 2 and Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Go and things like that, that's the kind of thing that we'll put out to help guide you guys through that. Same stuff for maps and that kind of thing. In terms of my personal suggestion is for skins, for skins you probably want to use Photoshop and Blender, so Blender is free, right? It's an open source modeling package that's used by a lot of indie games. Use it, a lot of hobbyist modelers use it. That kind of thing. It's pretty powerful, and there's got a great community, and there's a ton of good tutorials and things like that out there for it. And more importantly, it's free. Things like 3D Studio Max and Maya are pretty expensive programs. You can get trial versions of them that last for a little while, but just in general, they're expensive to use. For making the materials, luckily, Minimum's materials system is very simple, by design. And so you probably don't need a complicated program like Photoshop and that kind of thing to make the materials for it. You can do that right within Blender or Max pretty easily. So, tell me the workshop items need to be approved like in CSGO. Yeah, they'll need to be approved. Yeah, it'll work very similarly to how stuff works in the Valve games. So yeah, they'll need to be approved. Forgot to reload there, TJ.
Auto shotgun.
That was all auto shotgun. That's what that was. Yeah, so that's it. And now for maps, you'll use our map editor. Like you use the same tool that we use for making maps. Now in terms of like laying out your map and like making it functional, for making the content for the map, for making like new environment models and stuff like that, you'll use same sort of tools you'd use for the skins. So probably Blender or Max or something along those lines. Yeah, Blender's a great program. I have a friend who lives in Sweden actually, and he introduced me to Blender way back, like when it was pretty early in the like 1.0 days, and he makes some incredible stuff using it, like stuff that looks just as good as what you would expect to see in a from a professional developer. So it's very powerful. It's definitely capable of doing all the things that you would want a tool to do. Let's see here. Sonatorm's asking question about armors. Do you guys feel that the magnified HP reductions on armors were too much? Counterintuitive to time to kill patch. I think you're talking about the particularly like the Berserker armor and the Knight helmet and the Paladin helmet and a few other, the ones that add damage to a particular weapon class while taking a lot of HP off. Short answer, yes. With the we over nerfed the Berserker set in particular. So we'll be making some changes to that in the future. Not for this batch, but probably the next batch. We'll be bringing down the hit point penalties for those things. So short answer is yeah, I agree. We need to address those things, and like I said, probably next patch we'll have them in there. We've had a few other adjustments coming for some of the weapons. I know we're increasing the fire rate slightly on the grenade launcher. So there's a tweak we made there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a fire.
We discussed some other ones, but the grenade launcher was another one that got over nerfed over the course of its many nerfs. Particularly at the early levels, it's not too bad at like once it gets up to level 4 and 5, but at level 1, 2, 3, it's overly weak considering how that is more difficult to aim than the plasma launcher and things like that. So that was going to get a small fire rate increase to try to counterbalance that, and we may make additional tweaks to it as we go. Just the grenade launcher, not any of the other launchers. Just the grenade launcher, which I don't think anyone has complained about that one being overpowered in a long time. It used to be crazy strong, but not anymore. Oh, funniest glitch? Yeah, McShuffles probably. Well, was that the funniest glitch? I don't know if McShuffles was the funniest glitch.
It's annoying.
It was an annoying glitch. So there used to be a glitch, specifically in Titan Factory, where the biped Titan would fail to start playing his walk animation. So he would just kind of slide moonwalk his way across the arena. And TJ nicknamed him McShuffles. And so it took us forever to figure out what the heck was causing it, because it was intermittent. It would only happen sometimes, and then only on certain server environments and things like that. So it took us a couple of weeks to figure it out, and then TJ made a great meme image. Was it you who made that, or was it Jake? I think it was you, right? The Rest in Peace McShuffles.
Yeah.
Made a meme style image that said "Rest in Peace McShuffles."
Killed it.
March 2014 to May 2014, or however long he lived. So that one was pretty funny. There's a glitch right now with the bots, which is also pretty funny. There's some stuff in the bot code that says if they get off, so bots don't move like players do. Obviously, they have what's called a navigation mesh, which is an invisible network of polygons that tells them where they can walk and where they can jump to and where they can navigate within a level. And so.
So I just want to make sure you're not.
We fixed it before. Is it broken again?
Or are you open like mixer? That's it. Maybe.
We need to fix this volume ducky thing.
Yeah.
Keep
talking.
Anyway, so a couple of our maps right now are missing, the deathmatch ones in particular are missing nav meshes because there was no need for them previously. They didn't have creeps, they didn't have titans. And so every time the bots spawn in deathmatch right now, they almost immediately explode and because we added chat to our bots, they'll say things when they get killed. The kill scroll is just a constant scroll of bots suiciding over and over and over again, and then occasionally chatting things like "Swords OP" or "Damn, got me again," or
Or watch behind you.
"Watch behind you," or like "Nerf plasma launchers, please," and things like that. So those are pretty funny. Let's see. Your Dire player is asking, are the armor values going to stay at 10 each? Fragments. Oh, in terms of are they going to cost 10 fragments each? The armor costs are going to change a lot. The armor stats are going to change a lot coming up. So we talked about this in the past. We're working on a system where the materials for armor, so the fragments and shards, are going to be shared across the team. And what we mean by that is everyone still has their own pool of shards and fragments, so like you're not pulling from a common pool, but every time you collect a shard or a fragment, everyone on your team also gets one. And so we're doing that because we want to make it so that you don't necessarily have to farm creeps. You know, if you want to divide up your team's labor such that some people are farming creeps while some other people are, invading creeps or playing defense, that can still work, and the people who aren't actively farming the creeps aren't, completely locked out of crafting armor. It'll also mean that good players are actually helping the newer players by farming really well. Besides just getting themselves more powerful, they're also getting their, the newer players and their teammates more powerful. So we think that'll work better. And so because of that, people are going to be collecting a lot more. You're going to have a lot more shards and fragments in general, which means we're going to have a whole readjustment for the costs of those things to compensate for those changes. So that'll be coming. Coming soon, TM. Let's see here. When we expect the maps teased 2 weeks ago. So the Titan version of those new maps should be coming out next week. We were thinking about releasing it. We were going to release it this week originally, but our main level designer he had a death in the family, so he had to take the week off to deal with that. So we didn't want to put it out while he wasn't here. So we're gonna wait until next week when he's back. And so you guys can expect to see that Titan mode map next week. The deathmatch one we'll probably wait a little longer on, but definitely by the end in time for the July update, and possibly sooner than that, depending on what we do there. Let's see here. Chevy Boss reminds you of Quake. Yep, yeah, it's something. I don't know that we stole it from Quake, but definitely inspired by chatting bots and Quake in a real tournament for sure.
I get clever.
Oh, hey, it's Nathan Cheever. So for you guys who don't know, N Cheever used to be a coworker of ours. Worked at Human Head on some games we made in the past. Now he's over in 2K something, right, Nathan? I don't remember which 2K studio, but some 2K studio, I think, working on some mysterious title that he has not told us about yet, but that I'm sure will be awesome when it comes out. So, yeah, Nathan Cheever used to be a level designer here at Human Head Studios, all-around awesome guy. Thanks for dropping by, Nathan. Hope you've given Minimum a try. Let me know. Feel free to shoot me an email. Give us some of your thoughts on the game and what give us some of your feedback on it. I'd love to hear from you. Let's see. Wicked Crusher, can you please see how many Titan power-ups these players collected? So actually, it's not the frags line. So the fragments and shards is originally meant to show you how many fragments and shards each player had collected. It's been broken since we put it out there because we don't actually transmit that to all the clients, because for the most time you don't need to know it. And to answer Gaboon's thing real quick here, so we're gonna be we're gonna make some adjustments to the Berserker and the Knight and the Major Tom and the other damage boosting armors to make them a little more to balance them out more, and to make it so that the HP penalty you pay is not so debilitating. Anyway, so we have those frags and shards laying in there. It was meant to be able to show you how much of those each people had collected. Now, once we switch over to the team-wide collection, we'll be able to actually display meaningful numbers for those again. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure how important that stat is, so we might get rid of them. And a lot of people can confuse them for Titan power-ups anyway. They think shards means Titan power-ups. So, and they think frags means kills, because frags has meant kills basically forever, as far as long as the games have been around. So it's a confusing terminology. Jesus, TJ. You are on a freaking tear.
Maybe.
Nerf TJ. Holy crap. So we might get rid of those and replace them with just showing you how many Titan power-ups you've collected, because it's a more valuable stat to know anyway. So that'll probably be coming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the reductions are too big at this point. So we'll take. Let's say we over nerfed that stuff. The damage buffing stuff got kind of out of control over time, and so we overreacted to them a little bit, over nerfed them. So we'll be bringing them back. Like I said, probably next week's patch. I would expect to see those things get adjusted. So TJ knows that adjustments to armor HP, so we don't forget about it. Yeah, same thing, Narf. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. So I mentioned we were going to talk about some community requested features and what our progress is on those. So one thing that'll be coming out, we're going to be releasing gradually, a little bit at a time, over the next couple of patches, is expanding the team color stuff that we added in the June update. So in this coming Friday's patch, we will be adding the team color stuff to the spawn containers, so you can tell which end of the map you're on and when you can go inside a spawn container and when you can't. So that's a minor thing, but it's just we're expanding that procedural coloring system to other areas. The next thing that's changing is we're going to be adding that coloration to Titans and also to armor. So the armor colors are going to be changing around a lot in the upcoming patches. We're going to standardize the colors for each armor set. For 1 second, I thought that was your shot. That was a crazy shot, TJ. So the armor colors are going to get a little more standardized, and we're going to add team color segments to at least to all the armor that needs it. Any armor that doesn't show much of the underlying Blockman skin, so stuff like the Major Tom parts, some of the Knight pieces, I think, the Disaster Rescue, stuff like that will have team color spots on them for white, white and red. So that'll be coming up. We are working on the client-side hit detection. We actually did a test with it internally, or with a early version of it this week, and it worked okay. There's a ton of problems with it. It has weird things like where it wasn't showing. Even though the bullet hell was shooting, you couldn't see any projectiles from it. That was true of the plasma. Like all the projectile weapons basically weren't showing their projectiles. And a number of other things like that.
This is God.
Auto shotgun was godly now because it was so much easier to hit with it that it was just destroying things. So moving to client-side hit detection is going to require us to do pretty significant balance pass. And so, yeah, so basically some stuff's going to have to be addressed there. Whoever just chatted that in the game, I missed it. Gaboon. Gaboon, that's probably because minimum ducks the volume on other things. If you alt-tab and you look at the and you go to your volume mixer in the system tray and look at the different volumes, you'll probably see that the volume for Chrome or Firefox or whatever browser you're using is set lower than it normally would be. Drag that up and our stream should be at normal volume. It's a quote-unquote feature of the game that it ducks other sounds so that they don't end up too loud and blasting your ears while you're trying to play the game. But it's pretty annoying. I find it pretty annoying, so it's on our list of things to put a disable option out for in the audio options. So I don't have an ETA for when we're going to do that, but hopefully soon.
I would really enjoy when that comes out.
Yeah, me too. And it'll make our stream so much smoother when we launch. We don't have to deal with that anymore. See, I'm trying to catch up with what's going on here. What do I have to say for Normbot? Normbot is sometimes awesome and sometimes terrible. Normbot is particularly bad when he's testing voice chat or something like that and not really paying attention to the game. He's better when he's focused. I think we did a deathmatch test yesterday, and I went 9-0, 9-0 and 7 or something like that. 10-0 and 7, something crazy like that. I was dominating. No, that was a Titan match. It was a Titan match. That's what it was in Titan Factory. I ripped it up in Titan Factory. So I would say that Normbot is hit or miss in general. So so content detection is in progress. We did some tests with it this week. It's looking promising. It's probably going to be a couple more weeks before we've got it ready to put out to you guys. But one of the things we plan to do is get a lot of you guys involved in some testing. So we're going to be making a special test branch that'll be available to some of our more active members. You know, you guys know who you are. Sonatora, Nerf, Anoshin. We'll make it available to a bunch of you guys. You can jump in there and test the client-side hit detection with us, and give us your feedback and tell us how you think it's working, and if you think we've made the right kinds of tweaks to. He's just decided not to kill you.
Yeah, they're asking about Horde and Guncolor mode. If it's gonna be the same.
The enemy
The same thing, yeah. For now, at least. Horde mode is going to be the first PvE mode we release. We might do a more dungeon escort-oriented version of it later, but the Horde mode will be the first thing. Yeah. So team colors, hit detection, VoIP is coming out. The Steam chat stuff is coming out this week on Friday. Let's see, guys. You should consider to make possible crafting an armor part when you wear another one already. Like to replace? You mean like replacing an armor part? Yeah, if you're talking about replacing armor, that's on our basically being able to sell back armor is on our to-do list. The only reason we don't let you craft like a different torso to replace an existing torso is we thought it would be less friendly for new players who might get confused and end up recrafting the same piece over and over again without realizing that they were just replacing it and wasting their resources. So that's why we wanted to eventually make a sellback option so that you could sell back your armor and get back, a certain portion of the materials that you spent, and then you could put those toward a different one if you decided, like you said, if you decide you want to switch to katana rather than using the shotgun later on. Let's see. Are the changes to spawn boxes a glitch or something that is coming because they looked epic? Depends on which changes you're talking about. I presume you're talking about the team color changes. Those are intentional. So now the enemy spawn boxes are red, just like the enemy team colors is. That's part of our expanding team color effort. So like I said, the armor is going to start to show team colors. Titans are going to start to show team colors. Walls and turrets and all that kind of stuff will start to have the team colors on them so that it's easier to understand where you are in the map and who's the bad guy and who's the good guy. So those are the big ones that are coming down. Bots are coming soon, probably next week, I think, for bots, at least for deathmatch mode anyway. And then the Titan mode ones might lag a little further behind that. They're more complicated because there's more objectives in Titan mode. They need to understand how to farm creeps. They got to understand how to attack turrets and Titans and stuff like that. What to defend, things like that. So they're a little more complex, but they're coming too. And one of our thoughts was that once we have bots out, it'll be easier for us to let people queue for the two modes separately, because we'll be able to bulk up the modes with some bots here and there. So it'd be easier it'd be less impactful to separate out the population a little bit. So once we have bots ready to go, we'll keep an eye on whether or not we separate out those queues. We might do it on like a trial basis. The other thing is we're still working on the party matchmaking and custom game modes. Party matchmaking, I keep saying soon. Hopefully really soon. We're working hard on it. And a lot of that work that we do for that will go into getting custom games working as well. So both of those are planned for sure by the time the July update rolls around. Hello, Narf. Good to see you in game. For sure by the time the July update rolls around, and probably earlier in one of our weekly updates. during July. So that's the most likely scenario. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we have a new. So the new Titan map is going to have brand new Titans. Never before seen Titans. So we got one of them out and rigged already. He's getting animated. He looks pretty awesome. He's like a badass robot statue samurai thing. And Jim's hard at work on the second one. I haven't looked at him. I think he said he wanted to have it ready to rig as early as the end of day today. So I haven't had a chance to go over to his office and take a look at it yet. But that one's supposed to be more of like a sumo samurai type thing. So those will be coming up, and those will come out. Those should come out next week, along with the pre-release version of the new Titan map. So we're gonna do a similar thing to what we did with, Disaster Zone, where we put it out a little early before it's totally finished, so you guys can give us balanced feedback and things like that, so we can make tweaks and adjustments to it before we put it out for real. So same sort of plan there. But we wanted to get the new Titans in right away, so you guys can see them and give us feedback on those. Because those are obviously a really cool feature. The new Titans are also going to play into a Titan customization system that we're bringing up. So one of the things we're going to try to we're going to be rolling out probably in the August update is the ability for teams to customize their Titan. And so we haven't totally decided. We haven't totally decided why we're going to, or how we're going to let you determine who it is. But basically, at the start of each Titan match, each team will be able to determine what their Titan looks like. And so probably it'll either be like a rotating captain thing, where the captain for that round gets to pick the way the Titan looks, or possibly it'll be something where everyone votes on who gets to decide what the Titan looks like. But the idea is at the start of the round, you'll be able to go through and choose like different Titans from different maps. So if you wanted to have the Ancient Titan in the in the industrial map, you could do that. Or if you wanted to have the the new Samurai Titan in the desert map, you'd be able to do that kind of thing. So we're going to try to give you guys some options to mix and match. And then also options to customize the Titan itself. So different sets of armor the Titans can wear, so you can make them look different. And we want to take the Dota 2 approach for that kind of stuff, where if one person on your team has it unlocked, it's available to everyone on the team, so that everyone has a chance to experience more of that stuff without necessarily having to have acquired it themselves. So that's what we want to do there. Do I ever accuse Weapon Tinker of making his personal armory OP and hiding his guns from the rest of us? I don't accuse him of it because I know he does. There's nothing to accuse him. Like, it's true. He's got a ton of weapons. I mean, partially because he's making weapons, so he's always got a ton of weapons in his inventory that are not available, even necessarily to the rest of the dev team. Stuff that's really early in progress or that kind of thing. In particular, we made a weapon that a couple of the devs have. I have it, he has it, a few others have it, which is called the developer grenade, which can instantly kill walls and Titans and
Heals him.
Oh, it heals them too. That's right. Yeah. It heals friendly stuff and kills enemy stuff. So we use that for testing internally if we need to make something go. If we need to like push something through really quick to get a map to rotate, or heal a wall up to make a fight last longer to test stuff. That kind of thing.
I could switch accounts and show him some of that.
Let's not do that. Not in a public match. I don't want to do that. Wicked Crushers asked, "Is the Dino in Titan Factory a glitch?" He is not. His name is, oh god, what's his name? Mr. Peeps, the peeping, Mr. something, the peeping. Shane's gonna be so mad at me. I can never remember what his name is. Something, the peeping Tom. He's a little Easter egg. You can find him in most of the maps that are out there. So keep an eye out for the Dino in other maps. He's there. He's present.
He still can't survive in space, though.
Still can't survive in space yet, but maybe in the near future he can survive in space. So yeah, we like putting the dinosaurs in there. Stormstone said it was asked, but why was a Rail Sniper buffed again? Well, we increased the clip size on it, so that is a buff.
That's from a while ago.
Yeah, it's from a while ago. Well, not that long ago. It was a couple of weeks ago, I think, right?
It was before we did the whole weaponry.
Are you sure? No. It's the same time as that, I think. Is it at the same time as that or right after it? Yeah, we increased the clip size on them to make it a little easier to use. It maybe was too much. I mean, we'll see. I haven't heard anyone complain about it just yet. Once the client side hit detection comes in, it'll probably be too much. So we might need to pull back on it again. And maybe just increase the fire rate instead of, ooh, nice. Oh, that kill on Nerf. Boom. Oh, man. Why do the stairs in the event float? Because Minimum is a magical world where all things are possible. That's honestly, I don't have an answer for you. That's just how they look. That's just the style. It's
Why
this.
do the crystals levitate?
That's why the crystals levitate. Why is that tree leaning over but hasn't fallen yet? If a block tree blows up in the forest and no one's around, does it leave a power up? I don't know. I don't know. Mysteries like this course through the universe. Yeah. So like I said, we'll be. You can't really get close to the Titan, at least not using normal method. Or I mean, to the dinosaur, not using normal methods. You can kind of, if you jump, you can kind of see him as you jump off that ledge.
I used to be able to jump through the map and get to him, but we fixed that.
Fix that. All right. In desert, he's somewhere that you it's even harder to get closer to. I guess if you do enough jump combos, you can probably get pretty close to him.
Ceiling.
Well, there's a ceiling, but I'm saying you can get closer to him by just jumping up to get near him. But yeah, that's how that works. I like seeing these. I've seen some new names in this. I play Xbone. I like seeing. By the way, when I say Xbone, I actually don't mean it as like an insult. Tell him we're streaming. I just can't help but say Xbone. Like I literally can't help it.
I say crossbones.
Crossbones? I guess that feels less insulting. Yeah, I don't mean it as to denigrate the platform. I just can't help it. Like I see XB. I can't say XB1. It's Xbone.
Yeah.
It's Xbone. I can't say it any other way. Like I just
it's the same.
It's the same. It's like I don't mean it bad. I can't help myself. It's Xbone. Yeah. Auto shotty aim is perfect. Well, it's gonna be even more perfect when client-side hit detection comes in. As we mentioned earlier, TJ was of the immediate opinion that it's broken. It's just crazy broken with client-side hit detection. So it's gonna get a nerf in simultaneously with when we release client-side hit detection. So in theory, hopefully you shouldn't notice any difference. It should feel the same. It should feel less random, but the power level should feel similar, ideally. Another thing that we're going to be doing, this is a longer term adjustment. This will probably take place over the course of the July and August updates. But we've pretty much got the core set of armor out there. I think we got one more set to go yet that's going to come out with like a unique set of stats. And so we're going to go back and revisit some of the armors and not only rebalance them, but also try to get some more unique abilities on some of the armors, and try to get some actives, get some more specially crafted abilities to really break apart and define the different armor sets from each other. That's something that we've it's just time constraints have kept us from being able to do as much of that as we wanted to originally. And so Nerf bending that stuff around corners, man. We haven't been able to do as much of that as we wanted to originally, so that's something we're going to go back and revisit those armors and try to get some more of that unique stuff on them. And so instead of releasing the functional armors, we're going to be putting out some of the armor skins that we've been planning to make for a while now. So those will start coming out in July, and then we'll keep rolling more of them out in August. So those will be things that are more like the retro armor and the nice shooting. The retro armor and the beta survivor armor for those who have that, where they have the same stats as existing armor, but they're different cosmetically. And we're going to make it a better system for how we break those things out. In the unlock and stuff like that, so you guys will be able to pick the armor you want and then pick the way that you want to present it. And so that's part of the stuff that'll be available to Steam Workshop ultimately. Players will be able to make those skins in the Steam Workshop, and then put them out there, and then players will be able to pick them up, in the marketplace, and then use them to skin your existing armors to look the way that you guys have come up with. So, how long does it take to make an armor skin? Depends. I would say it usually takes us a couple of days to make an armor skin. If we have a decent concept, I mean, oftentimes it takes longer to come up with the idea than it does to actually make it. Like, once we figure out how we want it to look, it's a few days or so to make it usually. But sometimes it can take a few days just to come up with a theme that you like before you make it. What if somebody made a skin to change what armor it looks like? We wouldn't accept that in the store because we have to approve things that go in ultimately. So if someone made made a custom thing that made Berserker legs like Icarus legs, we wouldn't allow that in. The shotguns all perform a lot better with client-side hit detection. The auto is just the one that was clearly way broken, but they were all easier to use with the client-side stuff. I mean, the rail sniper, all the snipers were easier to use. I was feeling a lot better about the rail sniper while I was using it. Bullet hell felt.
Same.
Well, I couldn't tell because it didn't have projectiles, so it was so hard to tell where I was shooting sometimes. That the center one was easier. Center one felt a little easier, but the streams were impossible to use because you couldn't freaking see them. So that one was hard to say. But yeah, so I think it was a definite improvement. Easier to get headshots up close. Yeah, I mean easier in general to use. I would say. All right, we're wrapping up the stream here. I actually have a meeting coming up after this. Nice shot, Narf. Just Narf, man. Tearing this up. Nerf, too strong. Is it true you guys can't figure out how to change your tips and didn't mean to tease the spring mine and hammer? It's not so much that we can't figure it out as we're too lazy to figure it out. It's so low on our priority list that we just haven't bothered to figure out where those things even are. I'm sure they're in a. Did you find them?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should probably.
Single text files.
We should probably change them. Yeah. The more laziness than ineptitude in this case.
It's a secret to everyone.
That's right. Let's see. Do you think you make it for $5? You can reset your KDA.
What do you want?
You could. I wasn't aware that was the thing people wanted. If that's a thing that people want, yeah, I guess I don't see why we wouldn't do that.
Give us money. We'll reset your stats.
Yeah. I mean, I'll write that down as a thing we could do. KDA $4. Do you have an example of another game that does that, Wicked? I'd be curious. It just wasn't something that occurred to us, but yeah, that could be cool. Let's see. Projectile speed up still sounds like something has a higher skill for to use. Yeah, I mean, so like I said, I think I commented on your thread there, Sonatorm, that I thought that the speed up was a pretty interesting idea and potentially a way to another way to handle the launchers. We're just not in a hurry to make any particular decisions on that until after we get client side in and stuff like that and see how the rest of the weapons stack up against the launchers once they are easier to aim. Yeah, I want to hold off on that until that happens. By the way, for those of you who didn't know, Sonatorm actually came through and toured the studio last week. He was here on 4th of July weekend. His family was in town on Thursday, so we brought him in, showed him the studio. He didn't get to play a game with us, which I feel bad about. He wanted to play a game with us internally, but we didn't have time to do one, so I feel bad about that. Yeah, maybe next time. But yeah, so like Sonatorm, if any of you regulars end up in Madison for some reason, let us know. Shoot us a message in the forums, and we'll see about getting you guys a tour of the place, showing you around, letting you meet us. We're all friendly. Yeah, you saw your pink swag shirt. Yep. We're friendly guys. So we love talking to you guys. Love interacting with you guys. Love chatting with you on stream. So, thank you, Senatorium. We appreciate that. So I think that's
We have
it.
to give him his temporary tattoo next time.
I know, yeah, we had temporary tattoos to give out. But I forgot to give one to you. I don't know if you wanted one, but I'm sorry about that. I feel bad. So thanks, guys, for watching the stream. Really appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, appreciate all your feedback. All the stuff you give us in the forums. Please keep posting in the forums. Please follow us on Twitch if you don't already. Like I said, Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Like I said, YouTube. All those links are below our stream there. We love hearing from you guys. What you like, what you don't like, your bugs, everything. Like, just please tell us. Yeah, yeah, we do. You can come get one tomorrow. And like I said, thanks for being here, Sonatorum. If you guys have any last questions, you can save them up for the next stream or post them in the stream forum thread, and we'll be happy to answer them later. Like I said, we're always jumping on there and answering stuff for you guys. So thanks a lot. We'll be here again on Friday. What time is it? 1 o'clock Pacific. 3 o'clock.
Essential.
3 Central, right? So 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, 8 GMT. We'll be on again. So thanks, guys. Take care. Thanks for being here. We love you. Peace out till Friday, guys.